All right. You all can see my screen, right? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, Kush.
All right.
Yes, Krish.
See, now we are starting with Tableau. Now you will basically understand that Tableau is making job very easy. The dashboard that we created in Excel. You had to put a lot of effort, and the same dashboard if we have to create in Tableau, it's super easy. Because of the advanced feature it is available. However, based on my experience now, it's very important that you understand uh, the reporting part. you know. Again, I will stress on the mindset. I mean, the entire Excel thing that we have learned. Some may think that अरे वो Tableau में इतना easy था, तो what is the point in creating dashboard in Excel? Okay, where we have to use VLOOKUP and some complex formulas and everything. Wherein the Tableau is making job very easy. But the entire purpose of going through the MIS KPI reporting and then the reporting dashboarding in Excel is basically to develop the mindset of the reporting. Okay, until and unless you do not achieve that mindset, it's going to be challenging. Even though, as I said, no matter how many tools you learn, no matter how many tools you learn, it's very important that when the requirements come from the client. Let's say you have a requirement for building a KPI dashboard. You should be able to understand the KPI. You should be able to structure the data accordingly. Okay, and then you can create a KPI dashboard either in Excel, either on Tableau. Tableau is definitely easy in terms of basic reporting, but yeah, Tableau becomes little complex when there is a complex problem solving analytics you need to do. Okay, and we'll discuss some of the use cases once we are done with the Tableau basics ka training. So yeah, let me start. So I have this Tableau desktop available with me. I'll be using that, but you can also use Tableau Public, which is a free version. Okay, it's available for all. The only difference is there is not much difference when you open Tableau Public. The only difference is the data that you put in Tableau Public gets into the Tableau Public server. Okay, and Tableau Desktop is your personalized desktop application wherein you can, you know, uh, basically your data is safe. Your data remains in your computer, in your laptop. It doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so yeah, let me start Tableau. We'll start from the start. I think we should basically start everything from start because there is a long gap. Okay, so once you start the Tableau, you may not see all these things because these are the dashboards that I have created, and this is bookmarks that shows that you can directly open the dashboards from here. You should definitely see these options. These are the connections that is available in Tableau. It is very vast. I mean, it allows you to connect with so many databases. Okay, so Tableau is a front end tool, and the back end would be say SQL. These are all these options are available. These are MySQL, SQL Server, and all those things. you know. Majority of the company uses as a SQL Server as a database. Now, current stage is like majority of the company are migrating their on-premises database into cloud. Okay, that is Google Cloud, then Microsoft Azure, and Tableau does have all this connectivity as well. So this Impala is for Hadoop. Then we do have different database connection. Someone is trying to join.
Mm, Piyush, I have question here.
Yeah.
For the database connection, is it able to connect it with the Meta and then Google Ad tools? Because see, recently I have started using I'm using this for marketing. We are using Google AdWords and then Meta tool, and
Okay.
then we are migrating the data to Lockers, Google Data Studio.
Uh-huh.
From there, yeah, we were reporting, but the template is not good. So
Okay.
somebody was saying that you might look for these two other tool like Power BI and Tabula or something.
Yeah, yeah. Say, suppose if you are when you are downloading data from this application, see there.
Mm-hmm.
like as you said, meta. See, that direct connection is not available in Tableau. Okay,
Direct,
you need a
okay.
database wherein you clean the data, transform the data, and then you can connect your Tableau dashboard with that database. For example, SQL. Okay, you extract
Hmm.
the data. There are ETL tools available. Okay, basically which extract, transform, and load. Okay, it extract the
Hmm.
data. I mean, there are a lot of API and all those things, and the project that you
Hmm.
are working on require some special technical skills, which will basically, let's say, a database developer, he should be comfortable with extracting data from, say, meta. You mentioned about some marketing tool, right? Yeah, you should
Hmm.
extract the data. Let's say I'll take an example of the Twitter. Okay, Twitter, say, extract the data, then transform the data based on the format that you are looking for, clean the data, and
Hmm.
all for all those
Hmm.
things. Now there are tools available in the market. Okay,
Okay.
Tableau is particularly for visualization. You know,
Yes.
However, Tableau also provides some basic cleaning feature and everything, but that is not something, is can be used for the large projects. For small data cleaning that you want to do, you can use Tableau. But for the project that you are talking, you require a database as an intermediate. Okay, you do all the transformation, cleaning, and everything in the database, and then create a final model in your database, which can be connected to the Tableau. Okay, this is how the flow works in the real business scenario.
Hmm.
So I work
Okay.
with General Mills. We have various applications like SAP. Nexus is the application. So वो application से
Hmm.
data जाता है SQL में. It goes into SQL. Okay, from SQL it goes into our Google Cloud का database. Okay, from Google Cloud we are
Hmm.
connecting to Tableau. This is how it works.
Okay. So that means we need a third tool between
Yeah,
the
in between
Google
you would
AdWords
need. Huh. If it
and
is, if it is,
okay.
or if you are pulling it in Excel, and if in Excel, I mean, the data size is not huge, you are just looking for some
Hmm.
immediate requirement. What I am talking about is an
Hmm.
enterprise solution. Basically, the solution that you
Hmm.
develop, which will be used throughout. मतलब अभी आगे से वो that will be used. If you are looking for, say, what is a temporary analysis that you want to do, you can just extract the data in Excel, do all the cleaning, and then connect your data, Excel data with Tableau.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
all right. I'll just so yeah. So for our session, we will be using Excel as the database. Okay, I'll click on Microsoft Excel, and then I will use. Just 1 minute. I'm getting a call. Yeah, sorry for the. Okay. Alright, we'll connect our Tableau dashboard with Excel. All you need to do is click on Excel, and that will it will ask for an Excel file. It should be available in my. Okay. Now, if you just have one sheet in your data, it will automatically, create the data set here. But right now, in the sheet that I have attached, it has three tables, three sheets. Okay. One is ordered. Okay. And then the other one is written. See, Tableau is smart enough to automatically create the connection. It has created a link between these two dataset using order ID, which is good. Okay, I mean, if you want to make any changes, you can. मैंने ये किया है ना. Okay, all right. So what we did is we took this data set and also the other data set, that is return order, and once we drag it here, Tableau automatically joins it based on the common field it identifies in the data. Okay, and you can make the changes from here. Suppose if you identified that the mapping that Tableau has done is not correct, you can make the changes from here. I'll go to the sheet. Okay, so it is showing, see, order and return, these are the data sets. We return sheet, we just have two fields, that is order ID and status. All right, we'll start with some basic charts. Okay. Now Tableau automatically identifies the dimensions and the measures in the data. Okay. So the fields that are basically like order I mean the customer name, customer segment, which you cannot calculate, are called dimensions. Okay. And the measurable fields are called measures, like sales, profit, and order quantity. These are called measures. Okay. Now we want to create a basic, say, bar chart. I want to see, I have product category. I'll put it on my row shelf, and then I'll put sales on my column shelf. Okay. It will automatically generate a bar chart, and you can change the alignment. Okay, simple. See, it is super simple. Even compared to Excel, it is very simple, right? All you need to do is drag and drop. Okay. And you can change. Let's take एक मिनट किधर गया सब category. Okay, product category. If I put it on the color shelf, you get to see the bar chart gets converted into stack chart. It is giving the, now it is slicing the bar into different subcategories. Okay, so this particular portion is called mark shelf, and this gives you an option to, add more dimensions in the color, size, and we'll see an example. Okay, tooltip, we'll see what all this. And this is the filter part, wherein you can, if you want to apply any filter in your visualization, you can do it from here. Okay, let's say if I, for example, if I put
Mm.
category
Yeah.
filter, category, product category, will ask you what all things you want to select. You just, it is selecting all. I'll apply, and if I show filter, it will give me an option here. From here you can filter. If I want to see only furniture, I'll see only furniture. If I want to see only office supplies, okay, when I select all, I get to see all the, yeah. I'll make it entire view so that it is visible. And then if you want to put labels in your chart, all you need to do is put sales. Just 1 minute. यशवी, हाँ तो उन्हीं के चो जाके ना, आप गाड़ी हटाने के बाद ना चाबी वॉचमैन को दे देना. बंद कर. Okay, so the way we have created a very basic chart. Okay, and we have created a stack chart. Okay, and if you want to just keep it as a bar chart, what you can do is you can remove from the color shelf, and it is just giving the uh, category wise bar chart. Okay, so we'll keep this simple for now. We'll name this as bar chart. Now the second thing is pie chart. Pie chart is used when you want to see the, show the percentage distribution. And suppose if you have say 5 or 6 values, it is advisable to use pie chart. Like suppose if you have say 10, 15 values and you want to plot them into pie chart, that is not good because your pie chart becomes very cluttered. Okay, now let's see an example. Okay, we'll see, again we'll see product category, we'll select sales, and there is an option called show me. Okay, so whatever selection that you make in your tableau, it automatically gives you an recommendation of what all charts are feasible. Okay, now it is highlighting pie chart. Okay, we click on pie chart, it automatically generates the pie chart. Okay, now if I, let's make it bigger. Okay, and if I go to label, if I, it is giving me the label as well. Okay, but what I want is percentage, I don't want the absolute values, so I'll remove it from here. I will put sales manually into label ka shelf. Okay, we get the same thing, but I want to change this to percentage. I'll click on, yeah, see, this is the table ka, you can match it from the icon. Okay, table, and these are the various plotting that Tableau has done automatically based on the chart that we selected. Okay, now how to convert this into percentage? You go to sales, you go to quick table calculation, percentage of total. Okay, then it changes to percentage. Okay, now let's say how to create a line chart. So line chart is used when you want to show the trend. Okay, based on the week, say month, year. That is where you will use line chart, and we'll take the same example. Okay, so we have order date. I'll put my order date on my column shelf. Okay, and I'll put so currently by default it is giving me year. Okay, and I also want to put order in my filter. I'll select year, apply, and I will do the show filter. So as soon as you do show filter, you will get a filter available here. You can change the filter type. Okay, currently it is a radio button, select multiple values. Okay, I'll change it to drop down. Okay, and I'll select all. Now what I want is I want months here. I don't want years. So currently it is showing years. I'll change it to months. Okay, and I'll put sales on my row shelf. So as soon as you put sales, it has automatically, you know, converted your line chart, converted your like the values into a line chart. Okay, and then if you select filter here, it is automatic. See how easy it is. In Excel we had. Can everyone keep on mute? So Javed, can you keep, yeah? Thank you. Okay. So I mean, if you notice, we had to do a lot of, when we are learning Excel, we have to create a drop down. There is a lot of formulation we need to do and everything. We have to create a form control and everything. See how easy it is. Okay, in Tableau, all you need to do is put your filter on the year shelf. You do show filter and it will appear here. Okay, so the way Tableau work is, for every visualization you have to create different sheets. Okay, and then finally there are options here. Okay, this is sheet, this is dashboard. Okay, the second one here, when I click on dashboard, it generates a dashboard, and it will give, on the left hand side, it will give you the sheets that you have created, and you can plot it here. You can just drag it here. It'll create a pie chart, we'll create a line chart niche. Okay, so your see how fast we have created a dashboard. Okay, you can increase. So currently it is not aligned properly. I'll increase the width. Okay, and then you can, remove unwanted. You don't want this filter, you can just remove it. Furniture guy, you can make it floating so that you can place it anywhere you want. Okay, I'll put it here. And year may, we need this. Okay, but we need this only for line chart. So again I will make it floating. Okay, and I'll put it on top of the line chart. Okay, I can remove the title if I don't want the title. So all this, and if you compare, what we learned in Excel, see how easy it is. It took us, almost in 1 hour to create a dashboard in Excel, but this can be done in Tableau. It can be done in few minutes. Okay, yeah, and then currently you see that we are, able to filter the line chart using this. Okay, and now if you want to say, this is currently showing for the overall, like overall data. If you want to filter this based on the the category, what you can do is, on the bar chart you can select an option as use as a filter. Okay, once you do that, and when you click on furniture, you will see all your visualization is getting filtered based on the selection that you're doing. Okay, any questions here? Again, line chart में if you want to put labels, you can do that. Same thing. If I want to put labels here, I'll put sales. I'll drag sales and put it on my label shelf. Okay. Then a lot of formatting option is there. If you want to format this in thousands and everything, that you can explore. So I want my currency, custom currency. I want to put as millions. You can do that. Okay. So I'll have to go through the formatting option. This is something which you will have to explore on your own. I mean, while you play with the data. Okay. Understood? I mean, the basic functionality of Tableau you have understood, how it works. So basically, you create a visualization in each sheets, and then you put it together on the dashboard. And then there are various, features available uh, where you can slice and dice the data. So currently, I have used a bar chart as my filter. Okay, it is filtering the data as soon as I click. Okay, this thing is not feasible in Excel. I mean, that is feasible, but you have to write an VBA code and all those things. Okay, so that is how it makes it more advanced than Excel. Okay, and then if you would put a manual filter, let's say this line chart, this filter uh, is currently applied only on line chart. Okay, if you want to apply on other sheet as well, you can do that from. Okay, currently it is selected only this sheet. Now if I select all using this data source, okay, when I select this, it will be applied all the charts. Okay, see how easy it is. Okay, now if I put it here on the top, let's say if I say show title, now because I'm using my year card drop down for all my chart, it makes sense to put it on the top instead of just beside the line chart. Okay, now your this filter is applied on all the visualization. Okay, or else if you want to apply to a specific sheets, okay, you can do that using selected sheets. Let's say you don't want to apply it on bar chart, you want to apply it only on pie chart and line chart. Okay, now if you select, you will see your bar chart is not filtering, it is getting applied only on the pie chart and line chart. Okay, I don't want this also, I'll remove. Any questions so far? Now how you share this dashboard with your stakeholder, I mean your client, is you there is a server option. You publish your workbook on Tableau server, and that will generate a link. Okay, and the link will you will share with your clients so that they can access the dashboard. Okay, we do not have, currently it's my personal laptop, so I do not have a server setup here, but just to give you an idea on how to share the dashboard with your stakeholders, because they not everyone will have Tableau installed, right? You cannot expect all your clients to have Tableau installed in their laptop. Hence you need to publish it on the server, publish workbook, then there will be various options available on the Tableau server. You just click next, and then it will generate a link, like a URL link. Okay, and that URL link you can share it with your clients. Any questions here?
No, Piyush.
हाँ बोल.
when we will share this on the server तो डेटा भी शेयर होगा या सिर्फ डैशबोर्ड शेयर होगा
हाँ. Right. So Amit has asked a very good question. So when we share this dashboard, let's say with our client, it will share only the visualization or data as well. Okay. So in Tableau server, there are various options available. Okay, and then Tableau server is basically an administrator, who basically decides what kind of access level that you want to give your client. If you give full access to your client, they will be able to download the data as well. Okay, if you just give read only access, they will be able to see the visualization only. So a lot of customization is feasible. Okay, Now that is completely a different topic to learn. Under Tableau server, basically Tableau has major three products. Okay, one is Tableau desktop, other is Tableau public, and the third one is Tableau server. It's a completely different product of Tableau. Okay, which is basically used to publish your Tableau desktop, and then there is a lot more you can do using Tableau server. Okay, for example, will be you are designing a dashboard for say entire country. Okay, and then you have centers across in different states, and you don't want a employee in a particular state should see the information of other states. So that is called row level security that you can achieve using Tableau server. So all these things are feasible. Okay, you create entire dashboard for the entire country, and you restrict user with a specific access for some states only. Okay, that is also can be done in Tableau through Tableau server. You that concept is called row level security. Okay, so we now we'll move to the next, some basic, more basic charts. Okay, okay. So before I move to the some more charts, let's understand more on the filters. Okay, now let's say product category, we have we have product name. Okay, and sales. Okay, so let's create this chart and see there are here we have an options to sort. Okay, currently it is not, we want to sort it highest to lowest. Okay, when I click on this, it automatically sorts the data into highest and lowest, and for each product it is sorting highest to lowest. Okay, okay. Now let me put a basic filter here. Product category, I'll change this to drop down. I can simply filter for the specific category only. So now what I want is top 10, only top 10 product. Or so I'll go to product. Okay, I'll choose the filter option. It gives me, there are various options available, condition then top. So by default it is top 10, and by sales I want sales, and so you don't have to make any changes here. Now if I do, okay, it is giving me, okay, giving me the top 10 uh, from the entire data set. Okay, so there are four products which belongs to furniture. However, it is not giving me top 10 from each category. Okay, it is giving me top 10 from the entire data set. Now my requirement is if I select furniture, currently it is giving me only three, because these are the only three which qualifies under top 10 from the entire data set. Okay, now if I make this as a context filter, okay, so there are, this is one more type of filter that is available in Tableau, which is called context filter. Okay, so product category, I'll change this to add to context. Now it will give me top 10 within the category. Okay, now if I select office supplies, it's giving me top 10 within office supplies. Technology, it is giving me within like the top 10 product within technology. Understood the difference? If I just remove the context, remove from context, it is going to give me top 10 from the entire data set. Okay, from the entire data set it is giving me the top 10, and if I select furniture, it is giving me only 3. But what I want to see, top 10 products within furniture by sales. You need to make your category filter as context. Now you will see top 10 within your. Okay, so this is about filter. There are a lot of option you can explore. Say context filter. Now let me create one bar chart. Product category, product subcategory, and sales. Okay. Now what I want is, okay, 1 minute. Let just remove. Only keep product subcategory. I want an average line here. Okay, I want to see what is my average sales. Okay, I right click on my axis. I'll select add reference line. Okay, now there are various options available. We'll see what is banned. I don't know about distribution in box because I've never used it. Okay, but we'll see this too. Now if I just click OK, it has created an average line. It is saying that the average sales overall it is 876,000. I mean 877,000 approximately. And then there are a lot of you know formatting that you can do. So basically label should be value, then line I can make dotted, and then fill above, let's say. Okay, so there are a lot of formatting available, so it is giving me an average line. Now if I put my, let's say, category here. Okay, it is giving me an average of each category. फर्नीचर का एवरेज कितना है, ऑफिस का सप्लाई का एवरेज कितना है, and instead of average there are various options available, like edit reference line. I'll select by band. Okay, it is giving, want to show minimum and maximum. Okay, minimum value, quotation value. Okay, now it is giving me minimum, ये कैटेगरी में मिनिमम जो सेल्स है दैट इज 66,000 and maximum is this. Okay, so all those various options is, this is called reference lines. Okay, and now the what we have done is we have done it by band. Band is basically it will give you lower and you want to define lower band and the upper band. So in this case we are defining minimum and maximum. However, there are various options available, average, median, and everything. Okay, so this is called reference band. Okay, now we'll see a scatter plot. Let's say you want to see, scatter plot is used basically to find an outlier from your data. Okay, uh, let me build a visualization first. Product name, sales, and profit. Okay, when you click on show me, it is highlighting scatter plot. Okay, so these are various charts available. So ones which are not highlighted you cannot create because it doesn't qualify. The selection that you have done doesn't qualify for these charts. Scatter plot is highlighting. I'll click on the scatter plot. Okay, now what it has done is on x-axis it has put sales, on y-axis it has put profit. Okay, uh, and I'll make it an entire view, and I'll put my category in my color shelf so that you can see which product belong to which category. Okay, and I want an average line for profit and average line for sales. Okay, I click on profit, add reference lines. It is already selected what we want. I'll just click OK. But instead of label, uh, I want field label plus value. Edit reference line. computation. Okay, computation is basically average, and then I want the label. So that what I did was, edit reference lines. See, by default it will be like say value. If you want, what I need is I need to show a custom. I'm making it custom. I want computation as well as value. I want to show how much is the average. Okay, so that is what I did. Now that is giving me the profit ka average. Same thing we'll do it for sales also. Add reference lines. We already have selected. I just don't want computation. I want computation plus value. So we can select from here computation and then value. Okay. So it is giving me an average line here. Okay, this is what the average is for the sales, and this is what the average is profit. Now, how to read this chart is basically, now this is the product which is very high on profit. Okay, इसका जो profit है which is 73,300 है. Sales में भी high है. Sales में भी it is around 200K. Now, if you want to find out which are the product which is low on profit, okay, high on this. So this, let's take this example. इसका profit जो है minus में है, and इसका जो sales है which is very high. So there is something going on. There is something wrong with this product which sales team is doing. Maybe profit लगाना ही भूल गए उन लोग, या फिर excess discount दे रहे हैं which is more than your cost of your product. So something is wrong. So at high level, if you want to understand if there is any problem with the sales, this is what you get from the scatter plot. Now this is a very good product, this furniture, under the furniture product name. This is high on profit as well as high on sales, as well as this is an outlier. Okay, ये जो मेरा सारे products है which is below this range, ये बहुत ही आगे है. This is an outlier. Okay, outlier is basically which is very high from your median, how high from your average. That is called an outlier. There are various statistical ways available to find an outlier, but quick way would be scatter plot, wherein you understand, yeah, just by looking at the data you'll understand who are the outliers. This is again an outlier because which is very far from an average. Okay, so all these products are, you know very close to average sales or profit and everything. Understood? Okay, now let's see what's the chart. Okay, let's see tree map. Okay, product subcategory, sales and profit. Now it is highlighting tree map because my selection qualifies for creating a tree map. If I just select, and even if I will select, so I'll select. So this is tree map. Okay, it's a very good visualization. I mean, currently it is being, commonly used for the high-end analytics. So when I click on this, okay, I'll put my sales ka value on the label. Okay, so what it has done is size of the square is based on profit. Okay, and color shading, ये जो color shading है, it is based on the sales. अभी now how to read this chart is, ये जो office machines है, it is from size wise it is smaller than telephone. Okay, even though it is darker, that means इसका sales ज़्यादा है. Okay, see, color is based on sales, sales ज़्यादा है, लेकिन profit is less as compared to, profit is less as compared to telephone because size में छोटा है. Okay, size is based on profit. Okay, sales is greater than telephone but the profit is less than telephone. No, 1 minute. Yeah, right. Sales color में है and profit is size. See, the size of this is bigger than office. That means profit is higher than office machine. But इसका जो color coding, color shading है, it is little lighter than office machines. That means इसका जो sales है वो कम है. And if you can see the number, it's 189 3134. और इसका जो number देखिए 217, which is definitely higher than ये. Let me put the profit also in label. Okay, see, इसका जो profit है 316 है, इसका profit कम है. Understood? and these are the ones which are very light. Like, so immediately if you want to see which are the high performing categories or high performing SKUs, that's where this tree map is used. It's called multi-dimensional chart, wherein you can see, multiple measures under one everything. You want to see products which are high on profit, low on sales, and all those things. Understood the use case for this? Okay. Now we will move to, let's say, different types of access. uh, okay, let me think an example. Product category, product subcategory. I'll put sales here. Okay, and I put uh, profit here. So it will create two charts. Okay, it will create two charts. One is for the sales and one is for the profit. So this concept is called individual axis. Okay, when you want to create, and you can create multiple also. Let's say if I want the shipping cost, I'll put one more here. You'll see three charts are created. Okay, so I'll just keep these two. So this concept is called individual axis. Now the second is dual axis. Let's take the same example, sales and then profit. Okay, so currently we have created an individual axis. We want to convert this into dual axis. I want everything to be in one. Dual axis means on left hand side we'll have one axis, on right hand side we'll have one axis. Currently it is one below another. Okay, what I'll do, I'll right click on profit and I'll select as dual axis. Okay, now it has changed the, the format of the chart. We need to restore the format. Okay, what you can do, so it automatically it has done the color coding. Blue is my profit, and orange is my sales. Profit I will change to line chart. Okay, I'll create, यहाँ से you can select, or you can right click, mark type, you can say line. Okay, and this I will change to mark type as bar. Okay, now this becomes my dual axis. Okay, so in the same, we have two axes, sales and profit. Understood? Any questions so far? There is one more called blended axis. Blended axis के लिए I need to some recollect. Okay, sales. I'll put order date in my color shelf and I'll change it to line type. Okay. Now this is called blended axis. In one axis we are showing multiple year. Okay. Year का sales. This concept is called blended axis. In one, basically one axis you want to see multiple, and you can then put a filter and everything that you can do. Okay, generally this becomes very cluttered and not, majorly used, but yeah, there may be some different use cases wherein you have to use, you want to see the comparison between two products. uh, yeah, comparison between two products and everything, that in that use case you can use the blended access. Any questions so far? Okay, now we'll create one more interesting chart, that is maps. डू वी हैव मैप का फील्ड क्या? कंट्री था ना?
Reach.
हाँ? नहीं, स्टेट करके है क्या? वी डोंट हैव दैट। ऐसा कैसा नहीं है, डेटा में तो था।
पीयूष ये अलग डेटा है।
हाँ इसमें अच्छा डेटा इज डिफरेंट क्या?
हाँ,
ओके लेट मी सी द डेटा
सैंपल
डेटा।
स्टोर में अलग डेटा है वो।
ओके लेट मी सी इफ वी हैव द राइट डेटा। ट्रांजिशन इनटू दिस आई हैव टेकन ना। I did saw हाँ CST है ना, CST है ना, बट देन इट इज नॉट मैप्ड क्या? ओके लेट मी सी। सी आइडियली ना दिस शुड बी, हाँ दिस आर द, ये होना चाहिए था इसका डेटा टाइप, वी नीड टू चेंज state provision. Okay, so what happened was, this is a data cleaning issue. Okay, when we loaded the data in Tableau, okay, it identified this particular field as a normal string value, but ideally these are the, अगर हम लोग ने स्टेट लिखा रहता था तो टैबलो वुड हैव properly identified this as state. Now we need to change this as a uh, you know geography. We need to assign a geographical role. These are the states belong to US. Okay, now we'll see now it is highlighting. Earlier, let me just do it. See now it was, earlier it was a basic string. When we were selecting it is, our maps were not getting highlighted. Okay, so what we had to do is we need to change the geographical role. We give them as a state. Okay, now if I create, so there are two types of maps available. Okay, one is called symbol map, and one is I don't remember the name. These are the single dimensional map. We'll first do the single dimensional map. Okay, state and sales I will select. यार ये वापस ऐसे ही दे रहा है, shit यार. Just bear with me for a few minutes. 1 minute. Let me just open an example wherein I saw. चल गया मैं। देखा था ये ऑप्शन। लास्ट ये देख लेते हैं 4।
पीयूष, इसमें नहीं रहेगा शायद, वो दूसरा डेटा में रहेगा, वो सेल्स वाला ले रहा है ना तू?
हाँ मिला दे।
तो बिना सेल्स वाले के।
नहीं वो पता नहीं डेटा टाइप का कुछ इशू आ रहा है। सी आइडियली ना इट शुड ऑटोमेटिकली
हाँ
क्रिएट द करेक्ट मैप। सी यहाँ पे ये ना, सी विल क्रिएट ए शीट हियर। देर इज आई थिंक देर इज सम इशू विद द डेटा टाइप। हम लोग ने मैनुअली इसको मैप में कन्वर्ट किया ना, एंड देर इज सम issue with the configuration that we need to fix. Ideally it should automatically take, okay. now यहाँ पे कौन सा फील्ड यूज किया, कैटेगरी, एंड यहाँ पे स्टेट करके फील्ड है। ओके यहाँ पे लेट मी क्रिएट ए शीट। स्टेट, okay. See this is how it works. I unfortunately it is not working for our Tableau version, but if you have a proper clean data and you have geographical uh, a field available, it automatically identifies, Tableau automatically identifies that the state belong to which country, and it gives you the correct map. I think there is something wrong with the configuration that we need to see. So we'll see from here. Okay, this data here it is showing correct. Okay, uh, now let's say we have a state field here. Okay, लोकेशन के अंडर है वो, इट इज अंडर द, हाँ लोकेशन। okay, we have this state city region. We'll select state, and measure value we will select this. I'll put it here, and state I'll put it here. Okay, now it is giving me the possible visualization we create. And if you notice there are maps also are highlighted because we have selected a geographical field. Now these are field map, and these are the uh, what do you say, symbol map. Okay, we'll first see what is field map. So when I click on this, by default it is giving me the sales for each state. Okay, I'll put my sales uh, in label as well. You need to press control and put it on the label. Okay, now it is giving me sales, and the shading is based on, the color is based on sales. Higher the sales, darker the shade will be. Okay, okay. And if you want, let's say if you want to customize, okay, want to see अगर sales अगर से 1000 के नीचे है तो it should be red, अगर 1000 के ऊपर है तो it should be yellow, और अगर 3000 के ऊपर है then it should be green. Okay, so one option is you can do it from here, edit color, conditional formatting you can do from here, you can change, but we will do it using a calculated field. Okay, we'll write a calculated field. We learned in Excel to write a calculated field in pivot table. Okay, here if you want to, what I mean is the formula. You create additional field and create a formula. I'll create a calculated field. I'll give this as my threshold. Okay, I'll say if sales, sum of sales. Okay, if sum of sales is greater than 3000, then green. Okay, else if sum of sales is less than 3000 and sum of sales is greater than 1000, then in yellow. Else else red, amber. Now the last thing I don't have to write. Like similarly, we learned in Excel, if condition it is exactly the same. Okay, only the syntax are different. If you notice exactly, else का statement में I'm not putting any if condition because वो finally एक ही बच गया है. I'm just putting it in the else, and finally we need end. If field or logical name threshold already exists, अच्छा, threshold new. Now it is saying the calculation is valid. Okay, we have created a, so in Excel you have this is can be related as an formula field that you create. Okay, so you write a formula in Excel in a different field. Similarly in Tableau it is called calculated field. You are writing a formula. Okay, okay, so here you can see it has created a new field here. Now if I put it on my color shelf, it is, see, Tableau will not identify based on the manual name that you give. You need to select the color from here. I'll go to edit, amber को amber दूंगा मैं, green को I'll give green, yellow को I'll give say yellow. Okay, now we can see map here. Okay, now based on our threshold it is, अगर greater than 3000 it is giving green, अगर 1000 के और 3000 के बीच में है तो येलो है, एंड देन उससे भी नीचे है तो इट इज amber. Okay, or let's give red here. Understood? This is how it should work, but unfortunately the map is not coming up here, and I'm sure that the reason is the when the data is not clean. Okay, otherwise you should see a US ka map here. But any questions so far? Okay, and I will now create a small dashboard. यहाँ पे ही करता हूँ मैं because I want to use the अपना ये chart, country का chart, and then I have simple charts. बार चार्ट इधर है, स्टैक चार्ट है, पाई चार्ट है, स्कैटर प्लॉट, and I don't want this, I'll just remove. I want this, I don't want this. यहाँ का I will fit into the entire view. ऐसा क्यों दिख रहा है? नहीं यार, this is not the one we were creating. Okay, let's use this only. Now if you want to use this as a filter, okay, field map as a filter, it is already selected here. Okay, I'll select this as a filter. Okay, now if I want to see only for a particular state, I'll click on that particular state, and the entire dashboard gets filtered for that particular state here. Okay, so see how easy it is. In Tableau it is so easy to create a dashboard, which otherwise is very challenging in Excel. Okay, however, it's important. Learning basic reporting concept in Excel is important. Now these advanced tools have come in the market to make life easy. We no longer have to go through a lot of complex formulas and everything in Excel to create dashboards. Generally the dashboards are created on these advanced tools. Okay, and any questions here? I will share. So we'll end our session here. We want to get. I want to get into more complex topics, but I think it will be too much if I cover today. There are parameters. I mean, we have different parameters available. Um, Basically, parameter is you give. So we saw a top 10 chart. Okay, instead of that, if you want to give control to user, user will say, I want to see top 20, top 30. So he will enter a figure 30, and your chart should filter according to that. So that is called parameter. Okay, you are giving an user defined parameter to filter your chart instead of fix, that is 10 or 20. Okay, so whatever you give, that is 30, so our filter will be based on 30. So all those things we will see. There are filters, there are sets. Okay, these are called sets and everything we'll see in our next session. Okay, then we'll do some what if analysis, there's Pareto analysis and everything that we'll do in our next session. So basically we have used a dual axis here, but we have done use some additional to create a Pareto chart. Okay, we saw briefly the Pareto chart in Excel ka session. So we'll see the same thing how it can be created in Tableau. Okay, any questions? All right, I think we'll stop here today, and next week when we meet, I'll share the recording. I'll try to convert that into YouTube link, and I'll share it by today or tomorrow. And we'll next week we'll continue. Okay, with our advanced topics.
Okay.